In the wake of a tumultuous 2023, the world braces for what could be an even more challenging 2024. As we navigate this new year, one thing is abundantly clear. The only constant is change, and the pace of that change is accelerating. From escalating geopolitical tensions to the looming climate crisis, 2024 promises to be a year of immense upheaval. But amidst the turmoil, there are also glimmers of hope, opportunities for innovation, collaboration, and positive transformation. The global economy, already reeling from the aftershocks of the pandemic, is facing new and formidable headwinds. Inflation, once thought to be transitory, has become entrenched in many countries, driving up the cost of living and eroding purchasing power. Supply chain disruptions, exacerbated by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, have led to shortages of essential goods and further fueled price increases. The specter of recession looms large as central banks grapple with the difficult task of taming inflation without triggering a sharp economic downturn. For everyday people, these economic challenges are translating into very real hardships. The rising cost of food, fuel, and housing is putting a strain on household budgets, forcing many to make difficult choices about what they can and cannot afford. Job security is becoming increasingly precarious as businesses grapple with rising costs and uncertain demand. The dream of homeownership is slipping further out of reach for many as mortgage rates climb and housing prices remain stubbornly high. The ripple effects of these economic woes are being felt far and wide. In developing countries, rising food prices are pushing millions into poverty and hunger. In developed nations, the rising cost of living is squeezing the middle class, fueling social unrest, and threatening to unravel the social fabric. Governments around the world are facing difficult choices, balancing the need to support their citizens with the imperative of maintaining fiscal responsibility. As the economic landscape shifts beneath our feet, geopolitical tensions are also simmering. Conflicts that have long been brewing are threatening to boil over, while new flashpoints are emerging in unexpected corners of the globe. The war in Ukraine, a humanitarian catastrophe that has displaced millions and caused untold suffering, continues to rage, casting a long shadow over Europe and the world. The ripple effects of this conflict are being felt far beyond the battlefield as energy prices soar, food supplies dwindle, and the threat of a wider war looms ever present. Meanwhile, other regions are grappling with their own unique challenges. In the Middle East, long-standing rivalries and simmering tensions are threatening to erupt into open conflict. The rise of extremist groups, fueled by poverty, inequality, and political instability, is creating a volatile and dangerous environment. In Asia, the escalating rivalry between China and the United States is raising concerns about a new Cold War, with potentially devastating consequences for the global economy and security. And in Africa, a continent rich in resources but plagued by poverty and conflict, the struggle for power and control is intensifying, with far-reaching implications for the region and beyond. The interconnectedness of the modern world means that these geopolitical tensions are not isolated events. They are part of a complex and ever-evolving web of relationships, where actions in one part of the world can have profound consequences elsewhere. A conflict in one region can disrupt supply chains, trigger refugee crises, and destabilize entire economies. The rise of one power can threaten the security of others, leading to an arms race and a dangerous escalation of tensions. In this interconnected world, no nation is an island, and the challenges faced by one are ultimately the challenges faced by all. The consequences of these geopolitical tensions are already being felt around the world. The war in Ukraine has caused a spike in energy prices, contributing to inflation and economic hardship in many countries. The rise of extremist groups is creating a climate of fear and insecurity, hindering economic development and social progress. And the escalating rivalry between major powers is creating a sense of uncertainty and instability, making it difficult for businesses to invest and for governments to plan for the future. In this turbulent environment, the need for diplomacy, cooperation, and conflict resolution has never been greater. As the geopolitical landscape becomes increasingly complex, the climate crisis continues to escalate, casting a long and ominous shadow over our future. The year 2023 was a year of unprecedented extreme weather events, from devastating floods in Pakistan to scorching heat waves in Europe and record-breaking droughts in the United States. These events, once considered rare anomalies, are now becoming increasingly frequent and intense, a stark reminder of the growing threat of climate change. The scientific consensus is clear. The world is warming at an alarming rate, and human activities are the primary driver. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial agriculture are releasing massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat and disrupting the delicate balance of the Earth's climate system. The consequences of this warming are already being felt around the world as glaciers melt, sea levels rise, and extreme weather events become more frequent and intense. The year 2024 is shaping up to be another year of climate chaos. Scientists predict that we will continue to see a rise in global temperatures, leading to more frequent and severe heat waves, droughts, floods, and wildfires. Coastal communities are particularly vulnerable, as rising sea levels threaten to inundate low-lying areas and displace millions of people. The agricultural sector is also facing significant challenges, as changing weather patterns disrupt growing seasons and threaten crop yields. And as extreme weather events become more frequent and severe, the risk of humanitarian crises and social unrest increases. The climate crisis is not just an environmental issue, it is a human issue. It is a threat to our health, our livelihoods, and our very existence. It is a crisis that requires urgent and collective action. We need to transition away from fossil fuels and towards renewable energy sources. We need to invest in sustainable agriculture and reforestation efforts. And we need to adapt to the changing climate, building more resilient communities and infrastructure. The challenges are immense, but the stakes are even higher. The future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come depend on our ability to address this crisis with the urgency and determination it demands. While the world grapples with economic turbulence, geopolitical tensions, and the escalating climate crisis, another revolution is unfolding: the technological revolution. Advancements in artificial intelligence, automation, and other emerging technologies are transforming the way we live, work, and interact with each other. These technologies hold immense promise, with the potential to improve our lives in countless ways. But they also pose significant challenges, raising ethical concerns, disrupting traditional industries, and threatening to widen existing inequalities. Artificial intelligence, once the stuff of science fiction, is now rapidly becoming a reality. AI-powered systems are being used in a wide range of applications, from self-driving cars and medical diagnosis to financial trading and customer service. The potential benefits of AI are enormous. It has the power to automate mundane tasks, freeing up humans to focus on more creative and meaningful work. It can analyze vast amounts of data, uncovering patterns and insights that would be impossible for humans to discern. And it can learn and adapt over time, becoming increasingly sophisticated and capable. But the rise of AI also raises profound ethical and societal questions. As AI systems become more intelligent and autonomous, there are concerns about their potential impact on employment. Will automation lead to widespread job displacement, leaving millions unemployed and struggling to make ends meet? There are also concerns about the potential for AI to be used for malicious purposes, such as cyber attacks, disinformation campaigns, and even autonomous weapons systems. And there are questions about the very nature of intelligence and consciousness. Can a machine truly be said to think or feel? What are the ethical implications of creating machines that may one day surpass human intelligence? As we stand on the cusp of this technological revolution, it is essential that we engage in a thoughtful and nuanced conversation about the role of AI in our society. We need to develop ethical guidelines for the development and use of AI, ensuring that it is used for the benefit of all, not just a privileged few. We need to invest in education and training programs to prepare workers for the jobs of the future, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to thrive in the age of AI. And we need to remain vigilant about the potential risks and challenges posed by AI, working together to mitigate those risks and ensure that this powerful technology is used responsibly and ethically. In this era of rapid technological change, the social and political landscape is also undergoing a profound transformation. Around the world, we are witnessing a growing polarization of opinions, beliefs, and values. Social media echo chambers, partisan news outlets, and political extremism are fueling this divide, making it increasingly difficult to find common ground and work together to address the challenges we face. This polarization is not just a matter of differing opinions. It is a threat to the very foundations of our democracies. When we are unable to engage in civil discourse, when we demonize those who disagree with us, and when we resort to violence and intimidation to achieve our political goals, we undermine the very principles that underpin a free and open society. The consequences of this polarization are far-reaching and profound. In many countries, political gridlock is preventing governments from addressing pressing issues, from climate change and economic inequality to healthcare and education. The rise of extremist groups is threatening social stability and undermining democratic institutions. And the spread of misinformation and disinformation is eroding public trust in traditional sources of information, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. This polarization is not just a problem for politicians and policymakers. It affects all of us. It shapes our relationships with our friends, family, and neighbors. It influences how we consume information and form our opinions. And it affects our ability to work together to build a better future. In a world that is becoming increasingly complex and interconnected, our ability to bridge divides, find common ground, and work together to solve problems is more important than ever. The challenges facing our world in 2024 are not limited to the economic, geopolitical, environmental, and technological spheres. They also extend to the realm of health and well-being. While the acute phase of the COVID-19 pandemic may be behind us, the virus continues to circulate, mutating and evolving into new variants. The threat of new outbreaks and surges remains ever present, reminding us of the fragility of our health systems and the importance of continued vigilance. But the pandemic has also had a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being. The isolation, fear, and uncertainty of the past few years have taken a heavy toll on many, leading to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and other mental health conditions. The economic hardships and social disruptions caused by the pandemic have also contributed to this mental health crisis, creating a perfect storm of stress and trauma. The long-term consequences of this crisis are yet to be fully understood, but it is clear that we need to invest in mental health resources and support systems to help individuals and communities heal and recover. Amidst these challenges, there is also a growing awareness of the importance of mental and emotional well-being. Individuals and communities are seeking out resources and support to cope with stress, anxiety, and trauma. Mindfulness practices, therapy, and community support groups are becoming increasingly popular as people seek to build resilience and find ways to thrive in the face of adversity. The conversation around mental health is also becoming more open and honest, breaking down the stigma that has long surrounded these issues. The challenges of 2024 are real and significant, but they are not insurmountable. Amidst the turmoil, there are also glimmers of hope and opportunity. Innovation and collaboration are emerging as powerful forces for positive change. In the face of economic challenges, entrepreneurs and innovators are developing new technologies and business models that have the potential to create jobs, boost productivity, and improve our quality of life. In the realm of geopolitics, diplomatic efforts are underway to de-escalate tensions, resolve conflicts, and build bridges between nations. And in the fight against climate change, scientists, activists, and policymakers are working together to develop sustainable solutions and transition towards a cleaner, greener future. These efforts are not without their challenges. There are powerful forces at play that resist change and seek to maintain the status quo. There are entrenched interests that profit from conflict and environmental destruction. And there are deep-seated biases and prejudices that make it difficult to find common ground and work together towards a common goal. But despite these challenges, there is also a growing recognition that we are all in this together. The problems we face are global in scope, and they require global solutions. We need to accept collaboration, cooperation, and a shared sense of responsibility for our planet and our future. The year 2024 will undoubtedly be a year of challenges and uncertainty, but it can also be a year of opportunity and transformation. By working together, accepting innovation, and focusing on solutions, we can navigate the turbulence and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more united. The road ahead may be bumpy, but with determination, courage, and a shared vision for a better future, we can overcome any obstacle and build a world that is more just, equitable, and sustainable for all. It is easy to feel overwhelmed and discouraged, but it is precisely in these moments of crisis that we must summon our collective strength and resilience. The challenges of 2024 demand not just individual action, but a collective response. It is time to come together as a global community, to recognize our interconnectedness, and to work together to build a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. What can we do as individuals to navigate this turbulent landscape? First and foremost, we need to stay informed and engaged. We need to seek out reliable sources of information, be critical of what we read and hear, and resist the temptation to retreat into echo chambers. We need to engage in respectful dialogue with those who hold different views, seeking to understand their perspectives and find common ground. We need to support organizations and initiatives that are working to address the challenges we face, whether it be through advocacy, volunteering, or financial contributions. But individual action is not enough. We also need to demand more from our leaders and institutions. We need to hold them accountable for their actions, demand transparency and integrity, and insist on policies that prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over short-term profits and political gain. We need to support leaders who are willing to work across party lines and national borders to find solutions to global problems. And we need to build a movement for change that is inclusive, diverse, and representative of all voices. The year 2024 may be a year of challenges, but it is also a year of immense opportunity. We have the chance to redefine our relationship with each other, with our planet, and with the technologies that are shaping our future. We have the chance to build a world that is more just, equitable, and sustainable. But to seize this opportunity, we need to act with urgency, courage, and a shared sense of purpose.